Hi guys and welcome back. Today I want to talk about something that is really important that, at least for me, is triggering a situation that is really dangerous. I will explain to you what I mean in a moment, but most of all, this is something that is pushing me to start thinking about selling everything. And I'm not over exaggerating it because, as I will tell you in a moment, I'm for real starting to deleverage many projects because, not because I don't like them, but because the situation is quite changing and is gonna be delicate for the next couple of months or even years. So stay tuned because this video is quite important. Let me say, guys, that this channel is about educational content and nothing has to be intended as financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that's great, but do always your own research before. And guys, don't forget to check our links into the description below, where you can find our weekly newsletter, our Twitter account where we publish other updates and analysis. Plus, guys, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up and drop a comment into the comment section below. And guys, let me say how you're approaching this situation, because for me, it is really dangerous and I'm starting to deleverage. I have started it from quite a long time ago, but right now I'm starting to accelerate because until a moment ago, I still had, let's say, a big hope that something could change relatively in a short term. Right now, this situation is changed. But let's start discussing about it with a chart. Because the point that was, the trigger that I was talking about is this one. This is something that you can appreciate from the chart of the S&P 500, and the same is something that is becoming quite clear also for the Nasdaq. As you can see, we are approaching the minimum of June, where we were at this level, and the same is happening for the S&P. We are almost there. But what does it mean? It is quite simple. It means that the market is starting to say, guys, it is possible that what happened until June is not enough as a correction. We need something more. The point is that usually when we break a really crucial support like this one, what can happen is literally a waterfall. We can also check it from a weekly chart, because if we check the weekly chart, you will see that the level that we are approaching, that is not only the support of June, but we are also close to the 200 weekly MA. That, historically speaking, has been a great support. We had a bounce in 2016, we had another bounce in 218, and the same happened also in 2011. The only time, or better, the last time that we broke this support and we didn't bounce was in 2008. So the big crisis in 2008. And as you can see, in the moment when we broke this support, we fell down by, we can also check it with our tool, from here to here, we were downside of 50%. And we are talking about the Standard & Poor's, so the S&P 500. I can't even imagine what could happen if the S&P is going down by 50%, and what will happen to cryptos. In that case, with any probability, a 90% downside is possible, and that's quite scary. Guys, please, don't misunderstand me, because I'm not saying that it will happen. I'm simply saying that this level here is crucial, and what we are approaching right now is a really delicate situation, and a lot has changed since we can say mid of August. And the main point is not really just about the Fed decreasing the interest rate, because yes, this has been a trigger saying that we are not going well, the money are costing much more and so on. But the point, and what is really triggering the market into the downside, were the words by the Fed, so from Powell, that he was saying that, guys, whatever it costs, we will keep pushing with this policy because we want to have the inflation under control. We don't care if the unemployment rate will go up, and we don't even care if the economic will go into a recession. We don't care about that. The first goal is to literally solve the inflation problem. Starting from the moment when we will have solved that, we will start wondering also how to solve the other problems that are intrinsic in the economy. That's also the reason why, after the meeting that happened by the Fed in around the end of August, starting from that point, the market has been literally bleeding. And right now we are approaching this key level. And if it will be able to support the market, everything is great. The point is that if we are breaking, the probability, the likelihood of having a big downfall are increasing. And unfortunately, the projects that are at most at risk of this kind of literally insane bleeding situation are altcoins, and most of all, projects that are still quite small or that kind of medium range. That's also the reason why at the beginning I was saying that yes, I still have a couple of altcoins into my portfolio, some project that I'm loving, but I'm starting to wonder into the leverage at all, completely, that kind of assets. For example, I was investing on several of the top DeFi protocols. And I don't mean that right now I don't believe anymore that they are great projects. That's not the point. What I mean is that if we break this support, it's not only meaning that we can go down really badly, but most of all, the length of this bear market can increase a lot. Because one story is if we are just going sideways, it's good. That's not a problem, because at a certain point, as soon as the Fed will pivot its policy, we can have a massive upside. The point is that if we are breaking this support exactly as it happened into the past when we broke the 200 MA, as you can see here, we had another at least 1 to 2 years before going back at this level. And something like from the top to another top, it was something like 6 years. So really long bear market. And that's something that is quite scary, because one story is just waiting for a couple of months. That's something that is perfectly fine. Another story is waiting for so long. But the point is not only, okay, I have time, I'm not worried because it doesn't matter if we will have another all-time high in 1 year or 10 years. That's not the point, guys, because as long as we are talking about Bitcoin, that's fine. Bitcoin with any probability will have all the time in the world. Unfortunately, it doesn't apply to all of these kind of assets that we are seeing here. All of these assets are literally time sensitive, because the longer this bear market will last, higher is the probability that all of them will simply die. Not because they are bad projects, but for the simple reason that they are not getting enough traction to survive in this kind of market. Because one story is Bitcoin, that has already gone through the mass adoption, or at least it is having a lot of adoption and strong fundamentals, so it has time. Another story is for younger projects that are just starting to move the first steps. And all of these projects will possibly die if the market will break this support. So that's the reason why I'm starting to deleverage on many projects. I will just give you an example, not because I don't like that project, but just to help you understand. I was having some room from the Torchain project. Not so many, but I had just a small percentage on that. Personally, I have started to increase the deleveraging process for the simple reason that if it happens, I want to be ready. I prefer to stay liquid in the market, and maybe, yes, Rune can go up by, I don't know, even 50% in the next couple of months by the end of the year. That's not important. But I will start buying again in the moment when I will have more certainty that this level is not gonna break. or maybe it can even break. But the point is that if it breaks, what I want to see is Bitcoin holding this level or even pumping. If Bitcoin will be able to maintain its own level, that's not a problem, even if the Nasdaq of the S&P will break this level. The point is that from the probabilities point of view, if Nasdaq breaks this level, if the support is not able to support the price, what we will see is Bitcoin, ETH, and all the other crypto assets simply suffering so much. That's something that could be quite easy to understand, but I want to stress this concept because it's really important. You need to understand that if it breaks, if for example we take the ranking of the cryptocurrencies, the more we are going down into the list, higher is the probability that many of these projects will simply die, and in a couple of years they will not be able anymore to be on the market. It doesn't mean that the project is bad. The idea could be even great, and maybe in 5 years we will have another project that is doing exactly the same. Unfortunately, timing is the king. If you are not having the right timing, if you are just too early, or if you are quite unfortunate because you are just working on something great during a massive bear market, it doesn't matter how good you are. The probability to fail will simply increase dramatically. So pay attention. Don't look only to fundamentals. I know that many times I have said, guys, fundamentals are strong, don't worry and so on. But right now, if this level breaks, fundamentals could be less important, because what will change is the macro environment from the economic point of view. And if it changes, also the price will change, and the whole situation will dramatically and suddenly be different from what we are seeing right now. Guys, let me know what are you doing right now, if you are deleveraging, if you have already sold everything. Personally, right now I'm moving to cash personally. Stable coins are good. Much more than the 50% on just on stable coins, and I will keep increasing this percentage, because I don't want to have exposure on almost any assets that is not maybe some Bitcoin, some ETH, just to have some kind of hedge in case of a massive and sudden uptrend of crypto, something that I don't think that is likely right now, but you never know. What I want to do is decreasing the percentage of assets that could be really volatile and can die, guys. And don't forget this, guys. Even if the project is good, it can fail in this market condition. Guys, let me know what do you think and what you are doing right now into the comment section below. Maybe another idea can come out, and I will be more than welcome to listen from it. And yes, guys, thank you for following me. Don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up and drop a comment, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye, guys.